Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Heap,
And I'm Mr. Uyghur.
and today we're going to talk about saving our numbers as variables, and saving things as variables altogether. Now, first thing I want everybody to know, and when you're writing code in Python, Python comes with 33 words that you can use, and 67 built-in functions. That's only 100 words out of the entire English language that it knows what to do with. So these are the words that are built into Python, and there's only 33 of them. Those are the words that we're going to use to build things. Now, we can add more words to Python, and we do that by creating variables. And later on, we'll learn how to make more functions.
All right, so when we're creating variables, we want to have them store some information. That's what a variable is. It's a word that stores information for us. And so I'm going to use a formula that many of you used in the past to show you an example of what a variable is. So the first, what I'm going to do is use the density formula. So we know that density is mass divided by volume. And so if I say my mass equals, and I'm going to give it some amount, so let's say 90. Now, one thing that I will say is that whenever we're using, almost every time we use a formula, there's going to be units attached to it. And the Python program that you're writing, you're not going to want to include units in it while it does the calculations. So that's just something to think about. You're going to have to worry about the units as a separate part of your program, right? So we're going to say that the mass is 90.
And he has parentheses around that, but he could easily have that without parentheses. So the parentheses aren't very important.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thanks. In fact, I'm going to get rid of them. So I'm going to just get rid of them because we definitely don't need parentheses. And convention is that we don't use parentheses. So then I'm going to say the density, and I'm going to say the nope, we got to do volume, right? Volume. So we're going to say the volume is let's say the volume is 150. So now we know that our mass is stored in a variable called mass, and the volume is stored in a variable called volume. So what we're going to do is we're going to say now we're going to define another variable, which is density. So I'm going to say density equals mass, and then times volume.
Mass divided by volume, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, great. Look at that. Mass divided by volume.
There
Thanks,
you
Mr. Heap. All right. And so, so it's mass divided by volume. So now my question is, do you know if this is going to float or not? We don't need to worry about that. I'm going to run it.
And nothing happens.
So nothing happens.
And the reason why nothing happens is we didn't tell it to do anything with that.
Right.
So we taught it a new word called mass, and it knows that that's 90. It taught it a word volume. It knows that that's 150. And we also taught it a new word density, which just divides those. But now if we want to display what that is, now we have to print out density. And just printing it tells it what to do with it. So now when we run it, now it will print that the density is 0.6.
0.6, less dense than water, so this will
float?
Yes.
Wonderful. And so now if we have another problem of density, all we have to do is change one of the values. Now if I said that this was 250, and we just have to run that again, and now it's 1.66, which means it will
Sync.
There it is. And so this is how we write a formula. We define each of the things we need. We can write the formula, and then we tell it what we wanted to print out.
Don't you wish you had that when you're doing density in science?
It makes it a little bit easier, doesn't it?
No.
All right.
That's it for this video.
All right. Take care.